2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Toronto Raptors. Last outing for the Raptors, they won that game against the Suns. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. And Kenny, we have lots to talk about. One thing coming up on the horizon, the trade deadline. Front offices have had time to evaluate rosters. What are your feelings about blockbuster in-season trades?
Huge deals are rare in the season, Ernie. You know,
Huge
typically
deals.
Huge deals. You know, but typically they come in the offseason because teams have time to nurture and bring them together. But there have been some great trades in midseason. So you can find new life right after the trade deadline, a la Clyde Drexler of the Houston Rockets, to get us our second championship.
Good point. New players would be slow to acclimate. But, Ernie, I think at times you risk disrupting chemistry.
Sometimes worth the risk and sometimes not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like a nut, and sometimes I don't.
Kevin Harlan, take it away.
It's an Eastern Conference battle here at the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto as the Raptors look to work their home court advantage. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And the Nets on a single-game road trip here before heading back home. They just haven't been able to buy a break lately. 5 of their last 6 games have been losses.
Kevin, the streak has been very difficult since this team has struggled of late, and the struggles may continue. They've got a really tough challenge against this team.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt. Mozgov is out there with Okafor, and it's Crabbe in at the 3 slot. Here's Anunoby. 13 feet away, and it's off the back rim, no good. Now here's Lynn. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching.
And Atkinson, with a couple years as an assistant in Paris, 4 years in New York with the Knicks, came from Atlanta, where he was a big-time assistant and well thought of by fellow Hawk players. Yeah,
you know, and after a decade as an assistant, Kevin, he led the Dominican national team, so he's had a vast reservoir of experiences on the sidelines as a coach, and now he's, of course, leading the Brooklyn Nets, and had a chance to hear him at a conference last year, and this guy is really got a chance to be outstanding as a coach and leader.
And that one falls for Lynn.
And going into last season, Jeremy Lin signed with the Nets for that 3-year deal and close to $36 million, and excited to make his return to really the birthplace of Linsanity. Unfortunately, the hamstring injuries cost him a huge chunk of that season.
And Greg, Jeremy Lin described last season as a year of my prime down the drain. I mean, it had to be demoralizing.
Yeah, especially after bouncing around for a few years. He thought he'd found a chance to start and a chance to lead, and instead he found himself in dress casual on the bench.
A free throw dropped for DeRozan. And for this new front office in Brooklyn, such a daunting task, Clark. A pretty bare cupboard as far as players and picks. How do they do it?
Well, you got to make $1 out of 15 cents, basically, and that's a stretch. Hiring a top-flight analytics team to find hidden gems, another piece of the puzzle. A big performance staff to individualize and maximize player development. But it goes back to resources being invested in good players that will develop, and then folks to develop.
Inside, Okafor with the steal. And here's the fast break. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
And, well, he's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
And stolen by Cram. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Boy, what a slick job of passing from Jeremy Lin on that one.
Screened by Valanciunas. And it's Lowry penetrating. Second chance shot. Valanciunas, good.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Lin kicks to Okafor. Screened by Russell. Crab dishes to Okafor. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Lin. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Passes it to Anunoby. Outside DeRozan. To the wing right side. Screened by Valanciunas. Anunoby passes to Valanciunas, and that misses. That would have put him up.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Here's Lowry after Jeremy Lin's bucket, and finished off by DeRozan.
Kevin, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now, here is Russell. That one drops for him. Russell's got his first points of the night.
Taking the hit and still getting it to go down. Russell showing you some nice toughness there.
Pass to Anunoby. They set the pick. And there's the feed to DeRozan. Screened by Valanciunas. A baseline J. And again, DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan's got 7 points in the game. For Brooklyn, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Now Lin. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Brooklyn trailing. Picked by Mozgov. Lin kicks to Mozgov. Back to Lin. Here's Crab. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the line for him here. That's good from Crab.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. for them, the screen is the assist, giving their guard space to pull up or attack the rim.
Both free throws good from Crabbe. And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack.
It's stolen by DeRozan. Fast break, Toronto. Finished off the break. Anunoby's got his first basket. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Toronto.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
A nice shot by Lynn.
You know, Lynn is a really creative scorer, especially when he knifes inside the heart of the defense. He's just got nice body control and a real awareness as to what shot works best.
Here's Lowry after Jeremy Lin's bucket. The shot by Lowry, no good.
He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
And Russell gets it to go.
They opened the gates, and he came through. D'Angelo, quick recognition.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Lets it fly from 18. And good that time. Lin's got 9. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Fast break, Toronto. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Russell's running, and the basket is good. Crabbe's got his second bucket of the night.
Orchestrating the offense like a vet. D'Angelo getting everybody involved.
Raptors trail by 4. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. Outside DeRozan. Rebounded by the Nets. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And Serge Ibaka, remember, it was a first-team all-defense selection. But over time, I think he's become more of a scoring-minded player, and I think that's affected his impact defensively.
A platoon swap here for Brooklyn. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Nets.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Now here's Allen. He averages a bit over 6 points a game, and the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's his first foul. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Allen passes to LeVert. Kicks it to Dinwiddie. 6 to shoot, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. And Serge Ibaka, the league leader in block shots for 2 years in a row in 2012 and 13, but he sends them back at about half the rate he once did.
Yeah, but even still, pretty good shot blocker. You add in his finishing and outside shooting, and he's a player to be reckoned with.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And then Allen slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Miles has got his first bucket of the night.
And quite honestly, Miles is excellent at nailing baskets off the screen. I mean, knowing he has the defense right where he wants them, off balance, chasing the play, that's when he makes them pay most.
Got a piece of it.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
And Carroll gets it to go.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside?
Raptors trail by 7. Van Vliet kicks to Pirtle. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
All right, a moment to see the stats for Pirtle. A strong stretch of play the last 10 games. He's averaging 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
He misses the free throw. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development, so critical for this Nets organization. Having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
He hits the second from the line.
Boy, Pirtle is a massive guy, somebody that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks.
Here's Dinwiddie looking for his first basket still in this one. Carroll with a screen on Miles. Dinwiddie almost, but it rolls out. Raptors trail by 6. Right outside. Pass to Siakam. And he banks in the layup. Siakam's got his first points in this one.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And there's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. There's the pick. Here's Allen. Siakam pulls it in.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
It's stolen by Carroll. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Jakob Pirtle.
Well, you talk about defensive potential, all defense potential. Look no further than Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
And he can't get the first one. And Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
You know, physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
From the moment he set foot in the league, Rondé Hollis Jefferson has been an elite defender. That's his calling card. He's a terrific athlete, can guard really any position on the floor, except maybe some centers. But heck, I wouldn't even mind trying him against most of the centers for short stints. He's that good on D.
Here's Hollis Jefferson after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Jakob Poeltl. And you look at the versatility of Hollis Jefferson. He can not only guard big men, he blocks shots and rebounds like a big man too.
Well, he actually plays bigger than he is, Kevin, because he's got a 7'2" wingspan. I mean, that allows him to do a lot against bigger people.
And he makes the first. And Allen drops them both. And the Raptors, unique in the NBA, they have a whole nation behind them.
And basketball continues to gain in popularity, especially with the younger generation in Canada. The Raptors are coming to relevance at the perfect time, and the rabid fan base energized by how competitive this group's been the last couple seasons.
There's Van Vliet over Allen. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got 7 points in the game. Raptors trail by 7. Van Vliet kicks to Siakam. And the wide open shot from Miles. Off target from 3-point range. Well, it was the Raptors winning their last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, Greg, and I think it complements the starters when you can have such firepower coming off the bench.
The Nets have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And the first one at the line is good.
And, you know, the Nets can't sell players on winning just yet, but they've created a top-notch infrastructure in the meantime, and they have a gleaming new practice facility, better accommodations for players' families during the game. Those little things are big things and make a difference.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. You talk about the top-notch facilities for the Nets. You figure it signals their intent to be a top-notch franchise.
Well, you've got to invest in the development, and that means facilities and people. You've got to take care of your players and their families. That's important. And players really take note of those kinds of things. If you're going to do it well, you've got to do those things right.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Van Vliet. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Brooklyn holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be right back after this. And Serge Ibaka, known for his shooting ability now, he talked about the confidence his teammates and his coach instilled in him.
He trusts you. Every time he passes the ball, when you don't shoot, he's screaming you, shoot ball. Then next time what? You will shoot. And if you miss, you say, yeah, good shot. You know, and your coaches in the practice talking to your teammates. Man, when Serge is open, give him the ball. He will make that shot.
Well, if you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is, huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
Setting the floor for the Nets. LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Allen, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, "We couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles." Kyle Lowry told me, "We're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be." Kevin?
And DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. Here's Dinwiddie. There's the screen. Passes to LeVert. The three. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Raptors trail by 11. And right, here we go. Out to the wing. Van Vliet with the bucket. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Dinwiddie. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert, guarded by Wright. From 18 feet away, a nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got his first 2 points.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Already he's looking at his third foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the third quarter.
Nets leading by 11. Lynn with it. He's got 9. And that one is off. Nice D from Valanciunas. The Raptors shooting well. They're at 45%. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well over a decade in the NBA for C.J. Miles, taken straight out of high school by the Jazz back in 2005.
And he's just now entering his 30s. A good floor spacer and solid defender at the 2 or 3 spot.
The Raptors have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Going up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever. Documented by many who follow the game: Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class, and I was considered at the top of that class as a high schooler.
Now here's Lynn. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
He's really a reserved and quiet guy, but he'll do anything to help his team. Mozgov with the monster screen.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Jeremy Lin, an attack guard if there ever was one. He wants to play downhill all the time, explodes to the rim, and forces the defense to react to his drives.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anunoby's checked in.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Lynn. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific pass. Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed.
And you want to talk about high-volume scores, just look at what DeRozan's doing tonight. He's been on a mission, putting his mark on this game in a big way.
Mozgov dishes to Lynn. Mozgov sets a screen for Lynn. It's stolen by Ibaka. And oh, here we go. DeRozan. Nobody.
That after.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Are you? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown.
Exercising his authority.
Crabbe kicks to Russell. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
You know, he's worked on his conditioning since he entered the league. Russell showing good upper body strength there.
Pass to Anunoby. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And Valanciunas out of Lithuania, the 5th overall pick back in 2011.
Yeah, he's still quite young. You know, a lot of talent offensively. Defensively, he's probably had less of an impact, but that's where he has to take the next step.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Lynn the pass to Okafor. Deep 2 from Russell. And again, it's Brooklyn converting. Raptors trail by 8. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. Screened by Ibaka. Here's Anunoby. He's guarded by Crabbe.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Lynn against Lowry. Lynn kicks to Okafor. It's stolen by Ibaka. Outside Lowry. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Now the dish to Russell. This one for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And now an 11-point Nets lead.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And here's Lowry. 20 points for him last game against the Suns in Phoenix. Here's DeRozan. Drops it in from 14 feet away. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
And, you know, that's a really good sign. I mean, they stumbled out of the gate, but they're starting to look a little better now and regaining some ground.
Lynn's shot is off. The Toronto, they've gotten all but one of their 7 shots in the second quarter to drop. Pretty impressive. Pass to Anunoby. Screened by Ibaka. Here's DeRozan. Here's Valanciunas. The shot misses. Nice D from Russell. Lowry against Lynn. Dishes it to Crabbe. Okafor kicks to Crabbe. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the Raptors call time here. This game against Brooklyn here, it's their first look at the Nets.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Guys, they deserve a lot of credit for not losing focus and letting one slip away. They came to play every time, and I expect that'll be the case tonight. Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now.
And they've obviously been one of the elite shooting teams in the league, taking a very disciplined approach offensively, and they have the field goal percentage to prove it.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team. And, you know, the defense was probably in the C-plus range there. I mean, I'm sure he feels like that's one he should have made, that layup.
And it's good for 2. And that's 19 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game, don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
Crabbe kicks to Lynn. Crab in the corner. 5 on the clock. A three-pointer, no good. Raptors trail by 9. Feeds it to Lowry. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. Ibaka wide open. He fires. Good. And it's DeRozan picking up the assists.
All that practice on the positioning and timing of the catch and shoot paying huge dividends for Ibaka.
Here's Lynn. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Lynn's got 11. And here are the Raptors now. Outside Lowry. He kicks it to DeRozan. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Outside Lowry. Toronto working the ball around now. Mozgov with the block.
Timing and sneaky athleticism, Kevin, allowed Mozgov to get to that shot.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Okafor. Some solid defense from Ibaka.
Loved how they guarded that layup. Didn't make it easy, which I think is why he missed it.
And you look at the Raptors, one of the top teams in the East, Greg, but do they have a chance to go all the way?
I think they're a threat to make the finals. Can they win it all? They may be a piece or two away, but still a young and aggressive core. They continue to try to add pieces, and this is a group that has proven they want to win and win now.
Out to the right wing. Okafor with no one around. Another miss by Okafor. 3 on 3. Here's Valanciunas, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Okafor gets the bucket, and the Nets lead by 6.
Boy, the energy by Okafor on display there really just kind of willed that shot in over some pretty stingy defense.
And they double up DeRozan. Over to the left wing. Here's Ibaka, and again it's Toronto converting.
You can ill afford to put a smaller defender on him. I mean, especially from the mid-range. You're asking for trouble.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And the NBA has had coaches who are as legendary as any player. With that in mind, Clark, who is your pick as the greatest coach of all time?
Man, I can't even begin to have an answer for that one. There's some guys that jump out, though, when you think about that list, who would be on it. Greg Popovich for sure. Phil Jackson would have to be included on that list. Red Auerbach. Chuck Daly for the way he was able to manage his players. Pat Riley, you'd have to consider him as part of being on somebody worthy of that list as well. And I'll even go back a little farther and throw Lenny Wilkins in the mix. I thought he was really good with a number of different teams that he coached.
Raptors trail by 4. Here's Van Vliet, and the pass to Siakam. It's stolen. Hollis Jefferson passes to LeVert. Down low. Here's Allen. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Good job putting the pass in front of him. Throw it where he's supposed to be, not where he is. Paving the way right to the bucket.
Van Vliet kicks to Miles. They set the pick. Here's Wright, and the Raptors tack on 2 more. It's the Nets now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. They start a 3-game homestand with that game. Passes it to LeVert. Over Wright. And it's LeVert missing.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Yeah, that's a good observation on your part, Greg. Fewer free throw attempts for them this quarter. And the danger is they can't afford to get too comfortable out there because they've got the lead. Otherwise, it might start to get away from them.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Allen. And then Allen slams it in.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible.
Right outside. There's the feed to Miles. Clock at 6. It's deflected. And here's the fast break. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson, a terrific athlete who actually thrives in transition.
Raptors trail by 6. Van Vliet kicks to Siakam. Puts it up from 15. They get it again. Hurdle. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And good job they're doing at the line this quarter. They'll need to continue converting those free throws.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or to become alarmed about.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
So he gets them both. Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Allen, and we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Nets lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks. Tight game tonight, Dwayne. How do you break this thing open in the second half?
Well, number one is we got to make sure we get in a defensive disposition. You know, right now we're kind of trading buckets. We're anticipating, putting them on the foul line. So we got to play from an anticipatory style of defense, whereas we're not reacting to where they have us on our heels.
Case, thanks for your time. Back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. During one stretch, they were leading by as many as 11, really playing as a unit. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. Momentum shifted quite a bit during the second quarter, as did their scoring, but they still hold a 4-point lead at the break. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they own the offensive boards.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
We return now to Toronto with a fantastic look at sunset at the downtown skyline of Toronto, Ontario. Wow, what a great view. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and you know, he accumulated a lot of assists, and I liked how unselfish he was, Greg.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Nets leading by 4. The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. And a wide open look for Lynn. No good on the 3. And the Raptors with possession. To the paint. And finished off by DeRozan.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammates.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Right wing. Russell sets a screen for Lynn. Back to Russell. And the rejection by Ibaka. They recover it. Mozgov's shot is off.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint.
Two shots.
That one is off. And Clark, as you watch the game at both the college and pro levels over the years, what has been the biggest change for you in your view of that?
Well, you know what, Kevin, there are a couple of things. The athleticism, the real emphasis on training and strengthening the core, meaning from your kneecaps to your sternum. The work that's done to train the hamstrings and quads and glutes and that core area as a place of power, as your center of power, is one of the significant changes I've seen, not just in basketball, but all sports. And it's benefited the athletes greatly and the overall athleticism. And then from a playing standpoint or on the floor standpoint, I think the three-point shot. I think that's been the biggest dramatic change in the game.
Lynn kicks to Mozgov, and Mozgov throws it down.
And the awareness from Lynn, outstanding. A true point guard who really sees the floor well.
Raptors trail by 5. Ibaka outside. Lowry a screen on Okafor. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. To the right side. Here's Valanciunas. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Here's Crabbe. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Anunoby. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
5 to shoot. Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Nets have gone only 1 of 6 from the field in the 3rd quarter. Not how they pictured the half started. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Like how Lynn scores through contact. He's really stronger than he appears. Incredible strength on display there.
This trip is his 2nd to the free throw line in this one.
This season, he has been absolutely locked in at the free throw line. How about 90%?
Guys, I don't think there's any doubt that the work he's put in practicing free throw shooting has paid off. I mean, he's made nice strides in getting those shooting percentage numbers up.
1 shot.
And that one falls for Lin.
And Jeremy Lin, you know, I think has a great reputation. He's a confident guy who provides energy at both guard spots.
Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Ibaka. There's the pick. Screen by Ibaka. DeRozan. Out to Ibaka. Tries again. The rebound by the Nets. Okafor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the paint. Here's Mozgov. And he makes the bucket. Drew contact and gets the whistle too.
Love the hard-nosed attitude of Mozgov. Earns himself a bucket plus the trip to the line.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he's been terrific, guys. I mean, the percentage right around 86%. So no doubt he's pleased with that.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw off from Mozgov. And the Nets offense, Clark, looking to play up tempo. First in the league last season in possessions per game.
Yeah, and really trying to exploit and take advantage of their youth. Following the Spurs model, spreading the minutes out, trying to use more guys. I think it helps them play at that pace when you can utilize more players.
Lowry, good.
That defense was totally lost. Don't know how you let a shooter get off such a clean look from beyond the arc. Come on, you got to pay attention.
Then the pass to Okafor. To the inside. It's stolen by Lowry. Here's Anunoby. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. DeRozan dishes to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. Over Crabbe. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for him. And now just a 1-point Nets lead. Nets have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Russell left side. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Getting more comfortable attacking inside is Russell. Nice job, D-Russ.
And Valanciunas penetrating. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Valanciunas hits them both. Here's Lin. He's got 14. And Okafor has it in the corner. Kicks to Mozgov. There's the dish to Crabbe. Pulls up on the elbow. Misses off the right eye.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Valanciunas. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket. Valanciunas has got 15.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
Well, he's done it again right there on the offensive glass. I mean, it's a great stretch that he's having here, and boy, I really admire his energy.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Good on the 3-point shot. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Nets.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, well, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. And that in-between range is a shot Lowry uses to keep defenders off balance. As good as he is with the three ball or attacking at the rim, he still has that mid-range to fall back on.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. And again, it's the Nets missing. In Toronto, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Here's Dinwiddie. Inside, deflects the pass. Right, left side. Here's Pirtle. Excellent D there from Allen.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Yes, that goes in.
You know what? Didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Van Vliet kicks to right. Pass to Van Vliet. They set the pick to the wing on the left. Dishes it to Miles. 4 on the clock. For the 3. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Carroll. That one, no good. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. They host the Kings after this game, and that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Count it.
Love the tenacity from Miles, just simply skying up and finishing strong inside.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's LeVert. They get it again. Feeds it to Dinwiddie. It's Carroll on the wing. Second chance shot. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. That gives them the lead. Miles has got the lead up to 2 now for the Raptors.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Pass to Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. LeVert the pass to Carroll. And the layup is good. Carroll's got it all tied up now for Brooklyn.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Van Vliet kicks to Miles. Pass to Siakam. Back to Miles. There's a good screen. Pass to Siakam. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Here's LeVert, guarded by Wright. To the inside. And it's Carroll in the corner. Knocks down the 3 ball. Carroll's got 12 in the game.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Goes up to the stripe. Second shot opportunity, and Pirtle lays it up and in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Allen. Here's Hollis Jefferson. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Carroll dishes to Dinwiddie. Here's LeVert. Allen controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. 12 points for him. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Van Vliet kicks to Pirtle. It's intercepted. Here's LeVert, guarded by Wright. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Dinwiddie, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
They set the pick. Pirtle. And good. He got the English that time as it falls. Pirtle's got 4 points now in the quarter.
There's no stopping Pirtle when he has the ball in that spot. Just abusing the defense down in the paint.
There's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the dunk.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
And he's kept this percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
Guys, he is close to where he was last year in that category, but his numbers are still down just a skosh.
Hoop shot.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 37 seconds left to play here in the third. Right outside. There's a screen.
You 2 players.
And Toronto has possession. Here's Van Vliet, just 4 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Carroll against Miles. Allen passes to LeVert. Over Wright. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. It's the Nets leading by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
We got to keep the ball moving, keep drawing and kicking, all right? Then look at the outlets, make sure again, our bigs, we got to get space. When we're driving, we got to give the ball room.
Looking to stay active on offense, Dwayne Casey asking his guys to apply a lot of movement and a lot of pressure.
And he wants them to go beyond just swinging it around the horn. It's about driving, dishing, and playing inside out.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. So for Brooklyn now, LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point guard position. There's a good screen to the middle. Here's Allen. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. 14 points for Allen.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
It's Miles on the wing. Now here is Pirtle. Back to Miles. That one a little long. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Allen with the screen for Carroll. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And the three off target.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Toronto. Okafor is checked in for Brooklyn. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. And Wright kicks to Pirtle. Back to Wright. And Wright throws it down hard.
And when Pirtle sees a guy on his team open, he finds him right away, whipping that pass there directly.
And the Raptors with some changes. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Jakob Pirtle. Ibaka comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Anunoby subbed in for C.J. Miles. And that one misses. Nets leading by 3. Stripped it away. It's DeRozan with the drive. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting, that ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
And the Raptors making a change here. Lowry's checked in. That one drops. He ties it up. And DeMar DeRozan, always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork helped this guy live at the line.
Down low. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
He just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
Nets leading by 3. Screened by Russell. Lynn dishes to Russell. Lowry against Lynn. He feeds it to Mozgov. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
And there was no effort on behalf of the defense. None. I mean, the shooter has to be upset with himself for missing that shot.
DeRozan against Russell. And DeRozan. Here we go. Nice D from Russell. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. The Nets working the ball around now. The feed to Mozgov. 5 to shoot. There's Crabbe with the 3. Valanciunas grabs the board. Valanciunas has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Lowry passes to DeRozan. Here's Anunoby. But they'll get another chance.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
And there's no quit when it comes to battling there until the final whistle. What a putback.
Understands his role, does his job, and he did it right there, Greg. The timing couldn't have been better.
It's Russell with the drive, and he gets the bucket.
Yes, filling it up. Russell now shooting past his typical scoring pace.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Ibaka kicks to DeRozan. Ibaka sets the pick for DeRozan. Off the pick and finished off by DeRozan.
Not the burliest guy in the league, but Ibaka willing to sacrifice his body as a screener for the good of the offense. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
There's the pick. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. He dishes it to DeRozan. And that one is good. DeRozan's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Okafor dishes to Lynn. No good on the shot. Nice D from Valanciunas. Toronto trailing. Now the Raptors moving it up. DeRozan in the corner. Gets a hand on it. And staying with the play, Valanciunas. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Russell kicks to Crabbe. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 3 assists in the game.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
To the inside. Here's DeRozan. Banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got the game tied up here for the Raptors.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is playing to his strengths.
Here's Mozgov. Rebound by the Raptors. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. DeRozan in the corner. And finished off by DeRozan.
Extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's stopping that.
Not when he comes in there with that tomahawk. That's just too much force.
Tell you what, fellas, you cannot throw it down any harder than that. That was a rim rattler.
Okafor with the screen on Lowry. In the pass to Crabbe. And the Nets, another 3.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Ibaka against Okafor. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry has the open look. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Brooklyn's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Here's Russell. Outside, Lynn. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Love the attacking mentality. Lynn doing whatever he can to get himself to the line.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Lynn. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them. And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
Boy, DeRozan is a treat to watch. This guy is athletic, and he throws down some monster dunks. This dude is sick at the rim.
Outside, Lynn kicks it to Crab. Picked by Okafor. Crab dishes to Okafor. Outside Lowry. The putback, and there's Lowry putting it right back in. And the Raptors lead by 3. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Raptors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
Now Valanciunas. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 41 points for DeMar DeRozan.
This is exactly what opponents are afraid of when it comes to DeMar DeRozan. A hot streak, and he's on one right now.
Russell kicks to Okafor. It's stolen by Ibaka. Inside. And again, it's DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan's got 43 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Crab kicks to Okafor. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Mozgov passes to Okafor. Count that one. Okafor's got 4 points in the quarter.
And, you know, Okafor's a big-time performer. I mean, he commands the ball when his team needs a bucket. I like that.
Here's DeRozan. Okafor grabs the miss.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
Yep, and the results on the scoreboard are attributed to how they've been out-rebounded thus far.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. C.J. Miles. He's checked in for Anunoby. And he's good on the second.
Boy, is he really getting after it here in the second half, just drawing a ton of fouls.
Lowry kicks to Ibaka. And no good that time. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. There's the dish to Okafor. To the middle to tie it up. And the rejection by Lowry. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned, in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game.
Mozgov, and that one drops.
Well, a guy who's played long enough with some of the greats. Mozgov now looking to rise to the challenge in big moments himself.
Lowry dishes to Miles. Feeds to DeRozan. And they double up DeRozan. Now here's Miles. He's guarded by Crab. No good from outside. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. They're behind by 2. 1:30 left to play here in the fourth. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He told his guys they've got the green light to keep shooting from downtown. He told them, I like the way you guys are working out there. Keep finding the open spaces on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots. We'll see if they step it up from here, guys.
Thanks, David.
And now just having some fun. Russell, you know he likes the big moment. Great confidence and great results.
Screened by Valanciunas. And stolen by Russell. Here's Crabbe. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation. Shoot 2.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
And nice there. He does not waste those opportunities. Just what they needed with this game still in doubt.
Here's DeRozan. And again, Toronto no up. And here's Brooklyn. Big stretch here going 10-2. Russell kicks to Lynn. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the left side wing. It falls!
And you know, with Lynn, you get a little bit of everything. An underrated distributor who finds his teammates in their spots.
Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 5. We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Oh, man. DeRozan, his interior game, worthy of much respect. When he gets the ball in a good spot, he goes to work.
Dishes it to Mozgov. There's 21 seconds left in the game. Lowry against Land. 6 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And Mozgov throws it down.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Greg. I mean, they're in a groove right now. Up big, hard to envision them losing this lead.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 5. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
Eight seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lowry for 3. That one doesn't go. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.